What am I going to do?
And I think we're live. Yeah, we're live on Facebook.
Great. All right. Good evening, everyone. And I'm calling to order the meeting of the San Francisco Democratic County Central Committee of Wednesday, July 22nd, 2020. My name is David Campos, and I have the honor of being the chair of the San Francisco Democratic County Central Committee. And we are calling this meeting to order, which is our meeting for the endorsement for the election of November of 2020 for the Board of Supervisors. So with that, I am going to turn it to our recording secretary, Janice Lee, to call the roll.
Thank you so much, Chair. All right, John, Member Avalos.
Presente.
Member Baraka.
Here.
Member Barry.
Here.
Member Campos. Chair Campos.
Present.
Member Chen. Member Queena Chen. Member Dufty.
Here.
Member Galata.
Here.
Member Haney.
Present.
Member Banez.
Presente.
Member Kim. Member Lacroix. Member Lee here. Member Loftus.
Here.
Member Lovett.
Here.
Member Mandelman.
Present.
Member Marr.
Present.
Member Mahogany.
Here.
Member Maliga.
Here.
Member Morales. Member Raju.
Here.
Member Ronan.
Here.
Member Thomas.
Here.
Oh, thanks. Member Tong.
Here.
Member Williams.
Here.
Member Feinstein.
Proxy.
Member Pelosi.
Here by proxy.
Member Spear.
Here by proxy.
Member Kounalakis.
Here by proxy.
Member Ma.
Here by proxy.
Member Cohen.
Present.
Here by proxy.
Oh,
We're both here.
great. Member Wing.
Here.
Member Ting.
Here.
And Member Chu.
Here.
Great. And then I'm going to circle it back around to some other folks. Member Queena Chen. Member Jane Kim. Member Lee Lacroix. Member Carolina Morales. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. We will now move on to the second item, which is the approval of the meeting agenda. This is the meeting agenda for tonight. And that includes, by the way, the order in which we will be conducting the endorsements. So if there's any requests to change that, this is your opportunity to do so. And the one thing that, yes.
I was going to move the agenda.
The one thing that I would note for item number 5, which is the reports from the officers, I would ask that we hold off on that. There's a special meeting that we're planning to have on August 5th for the endorsement of ballot measures. And I would rather do the reports at that time just because we have so many speakers tonight. And I would rather, hear from our speakers. So can we get a motion to amend the agenda to take that piece out?
Chair Campos, this is
Yeah.
This is Honey Mahogany.
Oh, yes, actually, we do have one thing, one piece of business. So never mind. I understand that.
Well, can we pull out that one piece? Just
Okay.
because, so for those of you who don't know, we are rechartering several clubs tonight, and a lot of people are here for public comment to speak on behalf of their clubs. So I want to make sure we honor that.
So can we get a motion to amend the agenda to basically amend item 5 to simply include and only include the club chartering?
So
is that-
moved.
Okay, so motion second by member Mahogany.
I'd like to make another motion as well.
Okay, member Avalos.
I was just concerned that we were making a motion on the entire agenda and that was it,
Yes.
but I'd like to motion that for item 6, when it comes to the order of the endorsements, that District 11 is usually last, unfortunately, and wondering if we can put it first. First be last, or last be first, or it could be any order after that. But that would like to request that.
So member Avalos, is your motion to basically take the reverse order from 11 down to 1 in that order? Okay, so we have a motion to amend. Can we get a second?
Second.
So we have a second, but yes, member
Sorry, just
Garlotta, yeah.
point of information for the motion on item number 5. I do have an item I would like to speak to for that, and so I don't know if we're doing new business, but I do have an announcement I would like to make.
We will do new business. We will
okay.
do new business.
I will save
Okay.
it for the business, and thank you.
Okay. Okay, so we have motions to amend with respect to item 5 and item 6. Can we take those motions without objection?
Mr. Campos, I have one point of information or
Yes.
point to mention. So for item number 7, resolution supporting California State Senate Bill number 793, I'd also just like to point out that Chu and Ting are also co-sponsors of that bill.
When we get to that item, we will add the co-sponsors. So on the motions to amend, can we take those without objection? Without objection. On the amended motion to approve the amended agenda, can we take that without objection?
Chair Campos,
Got it.
Loftus,
Yes.
I'm fine with that, but I just think going forward, because the public does check in and they would try to evaluate our agenda, if they care about one of these races, we've flipped the script on them. So I think the intent is good, but going forward, I think we should decide ahead of time so the public can be aware of exactly where we are on the agenda.
Great, we will do that. Thank you. Thank you, Member Loftus, and we will announce that throughout the meeting. Thank you very much. So the motion, so we can take the motion to approve the amended agenda as along the lines that we discussed without objection. Without objection, the amended agenda is approved. We will now move on to item number 3, which is the approval of the May meeting minutes. So colleagues, you have the minutes from that May meeting before you. Are there any changes that anyone would like to make to those minutes? If not, can we have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the May meeting? Is there a motion? Okay, we need a motion.
So moved.
A motion by Baraka and seconded by Avalos. Can we take that without objection? Without objection, those minutes are approved. We'll now move on to item number 4, which is general public comment. And this is the opportunity that we have to hear directly from members of the public, from the San Francisco Democrats whom we represent on this body. And I am informed that there are 200 plus people that are signed up to speak. Because of that, so that we don't lose a quorum, I'm going to limit public comment to 1 minute each. And a couple of points to those of you who would like to speak during public comment. As you can imagine, if everyone takes the entire 1 minute, that means that we will be here more than 3.5 hours just for public comment. So to the extent that you're making a point that has already been made, I would encourage you, to the extent you can, that's your choice, to please, just, make your comments as brief as possible. we want to hear from everyone. It's an important and probably the most important part of our meeting to hear from our San Francisco Democrats, but we also want to make sure that we don't lose a quorum because otherwise the meeting will have to end. And so with that in mind, I'm going to turn it over to our executive director to call the members of the public who would like to speak. And as we previously noted, the order in which the vote will happen will now be, we will begin with endorsements in District 11, then District 9, then 7, then 5, then 3, and then 1. And this is an opportunity for anyone, including the candidates themselves, who would like to speak. So with that, I'll turn it over to our executive director, Karima Lynch. And the last thing that I would say to all of us who are here and to the Democrats that are watching and will be speaking, you know, as San Francisco Democrats, we find ourselves often in disagreement, perhaps on local races. And that comes with the territory of being a San Francisco Democrats. You know, we have a wide array of views. But the one thing that I am committed to, and I know that all of us are committed to, is that irrespective of those differences at the local level, that we are going to be united in November to make sure that we are successful collectively as a party when it comes to the state races and the federal races, beginning with the White House, of course, but also the US Senate and the US House of Representatives. And so in that spirit, I will now, let's turn it over to our executive director, who will call on the folks that are waiting to speak.
Thank you, Chair Campos. So for members of the public, as mentioned in the chat, if you can use the raise hand function, it will be great. Like this, I can see you. And you can find the raise hand function when you click at the bottom on participant, and you will have the list of participants, and at the bottom you click on raise your hand. If you cannot see it, please put it in the chat and I will see you, and I will be able to bring you on. Some people are asking if I can provide a list. Unfortunately, I cannot. I cannot copy and paste the list of participants or the list of attendees and share it with you. I'm going to try to figure out a way to do it, but I cannot promise a list for now. Thank you very much. And the first one is Larry Roberts.
Oh. And we have a timekeeper.
Yes, it's me.
Who is our timekeeper?
It's me.
Okay, great.
Larry, can you hear us? I can see you with us, but I cannot hear you or see you.
If the person is not on, let's move on to the next person. Is Mr. Roberts on?
I don't see him or I don't hear him, but I'm gonna leave.
I see him and he's muted. He's muted.
Yeah. He's muted and I don't know if he knows how to unmute himself or.
Mr. Roberts, if you can unmute yourself. Okay, let's go on to the next person. Who is the next speaker?
And Dudley.
Ed Dudley, is that what you said?
Yeah, exactly.
Mr. Dudley?
I don't.
Ann Dudley, I'm sorry, Miss Dudley. Ann Dudley.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yay! Okay, thank you so much.
But we cannot see you, just to let you know.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It's fine. Great.
Okay, hi. I'll make it quick. So I'm Ann. I'm here to voice my support for Connie for district supervisor. I am a long-term resident of the Richmond district, born and raised in San Francisco. My parents and I both live in rent-controlled apartments still. I'm a social worker. I'm a mom of 2 public school kids. And I got to know Connie through Sandy Fewer, and she's been so impressive and so smart, so qualified. She's been in public office in one way or another as an aide since I think 2006. And then, you know, she also has a mom who's still good, so I feel
Your
like
time is up. Your time is
Thank
up.
you.
And
Time
really
is up.
gets
Thank
the
you.
sandwich generation issues
Once I call
that
your
are
time,
important to
Once I call your time, if you can mute them.
yeah,
I feel like she'd be
I think she couldn't hear us because she has technical difficulties.
Okay.
Call
Next, Mr. Roberts, is he here?
I don't see him yet. I will try to find him after the next one. The next speaker is Tess Wellborn.
Dean Preston.
Tess?
I'd like to endorse Dean Preston and hope that you will endorse him. He has gotten a unanimous vote at the Board of Supervisors to forward the construction of thousands of homes in the hub and in districts 5, 6, and 9. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next speaker, Karima.
Next speaker, Joey Badua.
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
hello,
Joey.
everybody. Thank you. I am endorsing Velasco Wynn for District 11. I'm sorry, District 7. I've known him since I was in law school. I am currently a housing rights attorney, and he is a proponent for cultural competency, advocacy as a public defender, and also representation in the API community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker.
Next speaker, Sasha El Morini. Sasha, can
Hi.
you? Perfect.
Hi, I'm Sasha El Morini, and I can do my video. And I've lived in San Francisco for over 20 years now, and I'm D5. And I would like to ask you to endorse Dean Preston for District 5 Supervisor. I am very passionate about what he's standing for, including the advocacy he's been doing and not raising fares on Muni and championing slow streets to keep us all safe. I think he's doing a great job for the entire city. So thank you so much for working hard for us, Dean, and please endorse him for D5. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next speaker. You're mute. You're on mute, Karima.
Oh, sorry. Next speaker, Tara Chen. She's here. Tara, can you hear us?
Yes, hi, sorry, it cut out. I'd like to just take a minute to endorse Velasco Wen for D7. I think as a woman of color, I believe that representation matters. Velasco would be the first Vietnamese individual elected to the Board of Supervisors. And as you've heard before, this would be important to the API community. D7 has a very large API community.
and he would be devoted and has devoted his career to helping the API community and bridging the gaps between other communities of color, which I think we know especially this year, we've seen levels increase of crime between communities of color, and we literally see protests in the street about our residents demanding, and no one running has Velasca's experience in criminal justice reform, and no one would be able to run together like Velasca will. So I just wanted to wholeheartedly support Velasca for D7 supervisor, and I hope that the SF Democratic Party will endorse Velasca Wen as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Chen.
Thank you. Next speaker, Norman Yee, Supervisor Norman Yee.
And we're welcoming the President of the Board of Supervisors, who is a former member of this body. So, President Yee.
Am I okay now?
Yeah,
yes,
we can hear you.
Welcome back.
Hey. Hi, Chair Campos. Good evening. And first, I want to thank all the members of DCCC for all the work that you do for our Democratic Party. As I mentioned, I'm Norman Yee, current President of the Board of Supervisors. I'm here today to support the best person to replace me as supervisor in D7. I wanted I wanted a long time resident who actually knows the district. I wanted someone who's pragmatic and with progressive values. I wanted someone who is honest about who she is and about her values. I wanted someone who is steeped in program and policy experience. I wanted someone who is willing to make the hard choices. And I wanted someone that can help balance the gender makeup of the Board of Supervisors. As you know, there's only 3 and one of them is leaving. And so this person is not me, but Myrna Melgar. And I hope that you will make the right decisions and support Myrna tonight. So thank you very much. And good luck with all this and get some sleep by midnight.
Thank you, President Yee. Welcome back. It's good to see you back. Thank you. Thank you. Next speaker.
Next speaker, Tammy Bryan.
And again, a former member of this body, Tammy Bryan, welcome back.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I was hoping to have a little more of a notice to be a little more ready, so I do apologize, and I know I only have a minute. So I want to speak on two candidates, and I'm sure none of this was a surprise. So all I'm going to say is in District 5, I've lived there in the Fillmore since 1979. I've raised 3 kids in the public schools there. They've all lost friends to murder. And I just want I want you guys to really consider the candidate who's been an activist in the community and with the community, and that would be Valley Brown. So I hope you're going to support Valley Brown. In District 7, there is one candidate who stands out like nobody else. She would be my dream come true candidate, and that's a Latina mom who is the affordable housing badass who knows policy. When we need affordable housing as a fundamental, somebody who has a master's degree in planning from a labor perspective is beyond qualified. And with 10 years in the district, having raised 3 children there, I really urge you to endorse Myrna Melgar first, if not sole. And just please remember the Democratic Party is to be democratic with a small d too. And I hope our input does count.
Time's up, Tammy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Karima, is it possible to read the names of the next 5 speakers so that it moves along a little bit quicker?
Yes, sure. So the next speaker is Humphrey Beiser. The next one is Daniel R. The third one is Ellen Chauvet. The fourth one is Teddy Kramer. And the fifth one is Wendy Aragon. So we're going to start with Humphrey Beiser. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong.
Is it?
Can you hear us?
Hi there. My name's, hi, Chair Campos, members of the DCCC. My name is Ephraim Beiser. I'm a founding board member and the current director of education for the Eastern Neighborhood Democratic Club. I'm here to support ENDC's rechartering application tonight. There are 3 things I just want to mention about ENDC that really stand out to me about who we are and what we do. One is our membership mirrors the diversity of San Francisco and the Democratic Coalition. Two, and I can speak from experience, I am far more educated about issues that San Francisco faces because of my involvement with the club and the events and programs that we put on. And three, I am now more able to be engaged civically and politically on these issues, as are over our 150 members. I'm really excited for what we're going to do in the future. Thank you for your time.
Great, thank you. Next
Thank
speaker.
you. Next speaker, Daniel R.
Hello.
Daniel.
Hi, everybody. This is the first time I've ever participated in a forum like this. I've never called in to anything like this before, and I think I owe that really to the enthusiasm that Dean Preston brings, and I want to endorse him for District 5. He has been energizing the community, bringing out people to vote. He's going to bring out people to vote, not just at a local level, but on all the issues that I really have never really been that engaged with. So I want to really just encourage this body to endorse Dean for his work on homelessness, his amazing work throughout the duration of this COVID-19 crisis. He's always out there making things happen, from slow streets to homelessness to you name it. So please go to where the energy is and I endorse Dean, and please have him as your candidate. Thank you.
Thank you. Ellen, I think, is next, right?
Correct, Ellen.
Oh, Eileen Charvet, I'm sorry.
Eileen, yeah, sorry, my bad. Yes, we can see you.
Okay, great. I'm just would like to speak to support Dean Preston and ask that you endorse him for District 5. One of the things that has impressed me so much is his incredible responsiveness to people in his district, especially those most in need, from raising money right at the beginning of the pandemic to get people out of congregate shelters where they were vulnerable to into hotel rooms that served as a model for the rest of the city, as well as doing things on the ground like handing out hand sanitizer to small businesses, and of course championing a moratorium on evictions. He's incredibly responsive and dedicated to his district and the city, and I think that he should be endorsed by the DCCC. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I didn't get the first name. Is it Kramer or Kramer?
Teddy Kramer, yeah.
Okay. Katie?
Teddy. Teddy.
Oh, Teddy, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Teddy Kramer. Teddy Kramer.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Kramer.
Folks, can you,
Yeah, we can
folks,
hear
can you
you.
hear me?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Give me 1 second. So, good evening. My name is Teddy Kramer, and I'm a District 3 resident and small business owner here in San Francisco. I'm here to speak to not just the character of Danny Sauter, but more importantly, to his established record as a doer. Danny is someone who gets stuff done, not for personal glory or enrichment, but for and only for the betterment of the city of San Francisco. In my short time with you, I'll cover 2 areas where I feel he will bring an open mind, an open heart, and a doer's mentality that will help save District 3 and San Francisco as a whole. First, small business reform. Danny started the North Beach Farmers Market and can empathize with every small business owner in San Francisco who starts with a dream and dares to make it a reality. Despite some roadblocks and uphill battles, Danny and his team pulled it off. Danny gets it done. Secondly, transportation reform. After observing his own district's inaction on launching a slow street, Danny launched his own North Beach slow street on a Friday evening just 2 weeks ago. He showed that compassion, not indifference, execution, not procrastination, and ownership, not finger pointing, are what it takes to launch a transformational once-in-a-generation program.
Time is up.
Danny will get it done.
Thank you. We're gonna have next is Wendy Aragon, and I wanna just let folks who are on the Zoom meeting know that you can provide obviously public comment, but you can also provide comment on the chat. So if you want to do that instead of speaking, that's also fine. And I know that everyone's reading those comments. So Wendy Aragon. Ms.
Wendy?
Aragon, go ahead.
My name is Wendy Aragon, and I am the president of the Richmond District Democratic Club. We've been our neighborhood Democratic Club for over 30 years. We register voters, we work on policy issues, and we get out the vote, and we have had our ear to the ground. We are so proud to have endorsed Connie Chan. We've held an election where we had 60 voting members, 2/3, which is some of the highest turnout we've seen voted, and Connie had 100% of the votes before our polls were even closed. We know that Connie has the policy chops, she has legislative experience, and more than anybody, she's going to continue the legacy of fighting for renters and low-income people in this district who often get ignored. We ask you to please honor the members of our club and the fact that they know that Connie will get it done. I also want to put a plug in for Myrna Melgar, who is someone who I look up to greatly. She has the policy experience, and we have no Latinx representation on the board, and we need to get that back. We lost that.
Wendy, your time is up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy.
Ms. Aragon. Karima,
Then-
if you could please call on the next 5 names.
Yes. So I have first one, Carol Ruiz, Sangeda Sia, Supervisor Sandra Fewer, Brittany Peering, and Dalida Vartania. So the first one, Carol Ruiz.
Ms. Ruiz.
Carol, can you hear us?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey.
So hello and good afternoon, members of the DCCC. My name is Carol Ruiz, and I currently serve as the Director of Youth Engagement for the Line X Young Dems. I would like to express my endorsement for Myrna Melgar to serve as our next supervisor for District 7. The Line X Young Dems are endorsing Myrna, who would be the first ever elected Latina to serve as supervisor. She's an immigrant who has a history of advocacy both in community and city hall, has worked for 2 supervisors, mayor, city department, and executive director of a nonprofit for 6 years. She has lived in D7 for a decade, not just 8 months, and knows the community inside and out. As a policy expert on affordable housing, community economic development, youth, and senior services, she is by far the most qualified in the race for D7. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You. Next speaker. Sorry, I just promoted. I don't know where you are. Ah, I can see you.
Oh, hello.
Hey. You can go ahead.
Okay. Hello, my name is Sangeeta Sinha, and I would like to express my support for Velasco Wynn for District 7 Supervisor, and to strongly encourage the San Francisco Democratic Party to endorse him. I am a 20-year San Francisco resident and a South Asian woman of color, and I recognize how important diversity is in all of the different parts of our community and our government. I would point out that Velasco would be the first Vietnamese person elected to the Board of Supervisors. District 7 has a large API community. It would be an important step in San Francisco history and important to the API community. Velasco is a public defender. He has devoted his career to helping people who have historically lacked a voice. And I think that he would be able to bring people together in a way that no other candidate running can do that, bridge the gap between all of the communities, especially people of color. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And next
Thank
we call
you.
on Supervisor Sandy Fewer, who is also a former member of this body. Supervisor, welcome back to the DCCC. I think you're on mute, Supervisor.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, hello, friends, or some not friends, but I don't know very well. I just want to take this moment to say, as the supervisor of District 1, I am wholeheartedly behind Connie Chan to follow me in the footsteps of being another woman supervisor for District 1. Connie Chan, it was raised by a single mother and rent-controlled housing in Chinatown. She is a fluent Chinese speaker. 40% of my district is Chinese, and also she would be the only Chinese speaker on the Board of Supervisors. And I do believe the Chinese population, which is about 30% of San Francisco's residents, deserve to have a Chinese speaker on the Board of Supervisors. Connie has a proven track record of public service all of her life. I am wholeheartedly supporting Connie Chan, and I hope you will too. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Supervisor. Welcome back again. Next speaker.
Sorry, I'm unmuted. Brittany Peering.
Hi.
Brittany Peering.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Brittany, and I'm calling in support of Velasco Wynn for District 7 Supervisor. I believe that representation is very important, and he would be the first Vietnamese individual on the board. Velasco would provide the leadership that District 7 needs, and as a Filipino person myself, I know that he will use his voice on the board to bring about change and support our Asian Pacific Islander community. I urge the San Francisco Democratic Party to do what is best and endorse Velasco for District 7 Supervisor. Thank you.
And before we call on the next speaker, I do want to note that I know that one of the speakers was a president of a club. So as a point, if the president wants to invoke the privilege to speak longer, that is allowed by a bylaw. So I just want to note that. And I don't know if the speaker wants to come back and add anything else, but that is their prerogative. Next speaker, Madam Executive Director.
Dalida Vartanya, and I wanted also to mention that Zoe is going to provide a list of the next speakers, at least the next 5 ones, yeah, in the chat. So please, you can read in the chat if you're the next one or not.
Okay.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
Dalida, we can hear you.
Hi, my name is Dalida Vartanian, and as a woman, I believe that representation matters, but that's not all that matters. Velasco being the first Vietnamese individual elected to the Board of Supervisors is not just only important to the API community, but for San Francisco's history. I am a lifelong San Francisco resident, and I know that Velasco's voice on the Board of Supervisors representing District 7 will lead to bold change and leadership that the district is lacking. My parents own a small business in the district, and surviving these hard economic times as a small business owner is extremely hard, but in my conversations with Velasco, I know that he has a plan and will advocate for small business owners like my parents so we can weather this storm. To the members of the San Francisco Democratic Party, please do what is right by our city and by our community. Endorse Velasco Wynn for District 7 Supervisor. Thank you.
I'm going to go back to Wendy Aragon, who would like to invoke for presidential privilege. So I just want to make sure that we're consistent with our bylaws. Is Wendy on?
Wendy Aragon, and bring her back.
And Zoe, if you can give me the list of the speakers, I don't see them on the chat.
Sure, I'm just about to put the next 5 people in right now, but there's a lot of comments, so you might have to scroll. I'll upload it more often.
Okay, is Wendy on?
Wendy is on. I'm going to try to activate her microphone. Wendy, can you hear us?
Yes. So
Perfect.
invoking presidential privilege, I did want to continue speaking on behalf of Myrna Malgar. The West Side needs strong leaders with a lot of legislative and policy experience, which Myrna has. She, as president of the Planning Commission, oversaw amazing growth in affordable housing development and was an advocate for affordable housing. District 7 is such a unique district to the rest of San Francisco, and having someone like Myrna represent that district will continue the work that Norman Yee has done. We also have not had a Latinx representation on the Board of Supervisors, and that is absolutely critical in a city where Latinos are being displaced at record rates. And so I'm asking you to please support the best candidate for this job, and that candidate is Myrna Malgar.
So I'm going to call on the next speakers. The next 5 speakers are Deanna Bello, Brandon Harami, Adrian Sims, and Jennifer. Sorry, it's Jennifer Estamera, and then Susan Pfeiffer. So Diana Bello.
Hi, this is Brenda Barrows. Actually, I tried to get in under my name. Somehow you guys wouldn't let me in, so I had to use a fake name. So I'm Brenda Barrows with the San Francisco Black Leadership Forum, and I'm calling to let you know that the people that the Black Leadership Forum, which has members throughout the city, want to support Chan, Melgar, Safai, and Preston.
Thank you very much, Ms. Barrows. Always good to see you. Brandon Harami.
He's here with us. Brendan?
Hello, are you there?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I thought it closed for a moment. I'm gonna make this really quick, don't worry. First off, I want to thank you all for being here. You all know who I am. I first off want to highlight that something I brought up before, that there is no District 1 representation on the San Francisco Democratic Party. So I'm urging you to follow the will of Richmond District Democrats and endorse Connie Chan for District 1 Supervisor, as well as recharter the Richmond District Democratic Club. We have been doing a lot of work out here, and I do not see why we shouldn't be rechartered. I am hoping that you follow the following endorsements: D3, Aaron Peskin; D5, Dean Preston. Come on, this guy's the man. D7, I think you should be looking at some sort of dual or ranked endorsement. Velasca is our preference for the Bernie-crats as #1, but Myrna is a fairly strong progressive for that race. Obviously, Ronan, no one's running against her. Good for you, Ronan. And then D11, John Avalos, he defunded the police long before it was cool. And that's why SEIU endorsed him. It would be insane not to endorse him in this race, considering what his opponent has done for the Police Officers Association. So thank you all so much. Best of luck, and make sure you eat, drink plenty of water, and take rest breaks. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Adrian Sims.
Adrian is with us.
Hi, can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yes.
My name is Adrian Sims. I grew up in District 11, and I am currently working in District 11, and I am phoning in today or zooming in today to endorse Asha Safai for District 11. I have had the pleasure of working directly with him, and he has been a staunch advocate for the community. Got to work with him doing the Invest Black on Broad Street, which is as a part of a diminishing Black community within District 11. It has really been awesome to work with somebody who supports us. So I would like you to consider endorsing Asha for District 11. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jennifer Estremera. Jennifer?
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes,
yes.
we can.
Great. My name is Jennifer Estremera, and I'm a member of IATSE Local 16, which represents stagehands and entertainment technicians. I'm here to voice support for an endorsement of Dean Preston. When news of the pandemic reached the US, our industry was one of the first to shut down, as we're dependent on mass gatherings. Our workers have been unemployed or underemployed since February of this year, and we won't be able to return to work safely until a vaccine is created. Our workers have relied on the federal unemployment subsidy, which is expected to end this month, and our insurance is tied to our unemployment status, so we will lose our health care coverage in September. My friends and colleagues have been making a mass exodus from the Bay Area since they can't afford the high housing costs in the area anymore. So we need people in office who will fight for our workers, and it's essential to have people who will work on legislation to protect workers.
Jennifer, times is up.
Oh.
Thank you very much. And now we're going to go to Susan Pfeiffer, who does a lot of work for our party. So Susan, thank you again for everything you do.
There, now I'm unmuted.
Yeah.
Sorry. There you go. I'll try to keep this short. First thing I want to do is thank the San Francisco Democratic Party for partnering with the California Democratic Party to put on a series of virtual action events to recruit volunteers to get involved in Senate and congressional and presidential campaigns this year. The first one was put on and hosted by Peter Galata last week, Member Galata. It was very well done and very impressive. I think there are 2 more to come, which Member Galata will probably talk about. During that call, I was able to talk about democracy action in our phone banks, which continue to lead the way. We have currently 4 phone banks a week, 2 for Joe Biden and 2 for calling into Arizona and California congressional districts with various swing left chapters. Our new Tuesdays with Biden kicked off last Tuesday. And I want to thank member Susie Loftus for stepping up and offering to help promote it and helped us have a very good turnout for the first week. Any of the other members can help doing that too. We're not selective, and so reach out to me if you'd like to help us. And lastly, I would just like to sign off in memoriam to Jane Morrison, who was one of my North Stars in volunteering for the Democratic Party. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Of course, we're always thinking of Jane Morrison, and we adjourn our meeting in her memory last time. Zoe, who are the next panelists?
So the next panelists are Charlie Skiamas, Maria Golian, Jillian Mariano, Claire Tsvansky, and Mary Harris. And I have that typed somewhere in the chat, but I can put it in again if you can't find it.
Okay. Charlie, are you on?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Charlie.
Good evening, members of the DCCC. My name is Charlie Shamas, and I'm here on behalf of San Francisco Rising Action Fund. I'm here to urge you to recommend a sole endorsement of Connie Chan for District 1, Jackie Fielder for State Senate, and John Avalos for District 11 Supervisor. As Supervisor, John Avalos partnered with community to advocate for new 100% affordable housing developments, prioritize development that serves people's needs. As Budget Chair during the last Great Recession, John Avalos led the fight to close the budget while protecting vital city services and the jobs of thousands of city workers. As Supervisor, John Avalos shifted tens of millions of dollars from police overtime to community-based violence prevention and support services. And he fought to pass the strongest local hiring law in the nation, helping thousands of San Franciscans find work, building our great city. Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I think the next speaker is Maria Guillen.
Correct. Where is Maria? Maria, I can see you. Activate your microphone. Maria?
Yes, I'm here.
Perfect.
Hi. Thank you, committee members. I came tonight to lift up the candidacy of Dean Preston for District 5 Supervisor. Dean Preston went through a very strenuous endorsement process at our union, SEIU 10-1, and our members resoundingly agreed to give a sole endorsement to Supervisor Preston. I wish to focus on the fact that I wish to focus on what impresses me, and that is his attention to seniors and people with disabilities in his district, especially during this pandemic. Seniors and people with disabilities, our issues don't always rise to the top on people's priority lists, but I think that's changing. I think there's a lot of movement building, and what we really need now is an opportunity to get rid of ableism and ageism within our city. I am hopeful because the Democratic presidential candidate is
Time's up. Maria, sorry.
Okay, so thank you. And then we're going to have Jillian Mariano followed by Claire Zavansky. Jillian?
Jillian, can you hear us?
Hi, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi y'all, my name is Jillian and I'm here as a community member and supporter of D11 neighborhoods. I'm here with the San Francisco Francisco Filipinx Progressive Caucus of San Francisco Rising, to speak in support of John Avalos for District 11 Supervisor. And John is a true movement candidate. He's always been around the Filipino community and he's always been there for us. I cut my teeth like at the Filipino Community Center interning there, and he's been for us since day one. He represents the people of D11. He has always been ahead of the curve in creating and implementing progressive policies to serve the working class people